News has really picked up today regarding the Toronto Blue Jays as numerous reports have emerged regarding the Jays and Shohei Ohtani, and a notable reporter, if not the most notable reporter, Jeff Passan, dropped a huge bit of news regarding the Jays and Ohtani. So stay tuned for that in this episode of Jays Digest, as well as Ben Nicholson-Smith. He dropped a tidbit of info regarding the Jays' current stance on the trade market and specifically Matt Chapman. So stay tuned for what's coming up next. What's up, Jays fans? Nick Gosse here, host of Jays Digest, and we have tons to discuss today. It's Monday, the weekend is over, tons of news has dropped, tons of articles have dropped. Again, it's still speculation, but the market is really starting to pick up and moves are starting to go down. But before we get into all that, a quick reminder to hit the subscribe button. We are so close to 10,000 subscribers. About 62% of you guys who are watching right now are not subscribed, so scroll down. We're 150 subs away from 10,000. It was our goal to hit that for so long since the beginning of the channel. So scroll down. If you're not subscribed, hit that button. We're making 1 to 2 Jays videos every single day. All right, let's get right into the news today. We have a lot to discuss today, and Peter should be back tomorrow as well as more news goes down, but a lot of stuff dropped. So Jeff Passan dropped a huge bomb regarding Shohei Ohtani, and this is the first time that Passan has really put the Blue Jays in, I guess, the running for Shohei Ohtani fully. So this is from the article. It says there are plenty of teams whose offseason hinge on the right addition. The Dodgers, the Rangers, and the Blue Jays are chasing the biggest star in the sport, Shohei Ohtani. And then he goes on to name some other things. So this is big for numerous reasons. Obviously, we've been covering a lot of the rumors, a lot of the speculation on this on the channel and stuff like that. But this is the first time that Jeff Passan, the most notable reporter alongside Ken Rosenthal, but I'd say Jeff Passan's a bit more notable, dropped a bomb in naming the Blue Jays among only 2 other teams. The Cubs aren't mentioned there, which is very, very interesting. But it seems like the Jays, as of right now, are finalists for the two-way star. Of course, the Dodgers are probably the most likely, and the Rangers and the Blue Jays. So this means that not only are the Jays, it's a difference between saying, John Morrissey saying that the Jays are among 14 teams in the running for Shohei Ohtani. He is naming, Jeff Passan, 3 teams total, with the Blue Jays being right up there, and this aligns with all the reports that are happening. Do I think the Jays get Ohtani, or do I think they're the favorites? No, but they are absolutely in the running, and they are going all out for the two-way star. And this is very, very, again, it's speculation, but it's very, very big news for the Toronto Blue Jays. Again, they probably don't get him, but the fact that Jeff Passan is going out there and saying stuff like this and putting that team, the Toronto Blue Jays, among 2 other teams who are going for him, is huge. It's huge for the Blue Jays, and I'm hoping at the very least this means it gives me confidence that they are actively going all in for Ohtani, and not only going all in, but going all in for some other free agents as well, which we'll discuss in a couple minutes here. But unbelievable news, and very, very exciting if you're a Jays fan. And one other tidbit of information here. Now, this guy isn't as reputable as Jeff Passan, obviously, but he seems to have stories and he's broke some things in the past. But again, this part is purely speculation, so take this with a grain of salt. But this is from Blue Jays Hot Stove, and he tweeted back a month ago discussing the payroll budget and saying 1 is their standard payroll budget and that they have a unicorn budget as well. And then he quoted this today saying, "It's as if what I said was going to happen a month ago is exactly what's happening," which is true. Update: nothing has changed. The Jays are, quote, all in on Ohtani, but competition is fierce and it comes down to what the players want. I've been told many times that money isn't an obstacle for the Jays. Now, again, take that with a grain of salt. It is speculation on that front, but he seems to have some sources. He's been right in the past, so I just want to throw that in there. It seems the Jays are all in Ohtani. Jeff Passan agrees and kind of coincides with that. The Jays are all in Ohtani. The question now is, obviously, money doesn't seem to be an issue for the Toronto Blue Jays. They're willing to go on their unicorn, quote, payroll, meaning they have their standard payroll, which Ross Atkins and Mark Shapiro talked about in the pressers once the season ended, and now they have their unicorn payroll, meaning for a guy like Shohei Ohtani, he's going to generate so much revenue. He's at the forefront of it, and they are willing to go over whatever the budget is to get Shohei Ohtani if he is willing to come to the Toronto Blue Jays, which is the biggest question at this point. So pretty big news today. Obviously, we've been covering Shohei Ohtani a lot and a lot of rumors. So this is the first firm, structured report about him. And Ben Nicholson-Smith also dropped an article kind of discussing Shohei Ohtani briefly after the Jeff Passan one. He doesn't give too much insight on the Blue Jays, but he does give some insight on the fact that, yeah, the Jays are pursuing him, like he said, but also some ways that the Jays could go and other teams getting him with some interesting contract things, such as a lucrative side deal for Trutz's staff, the right to leave, which is a contract clause that guarantees Ohtani plays for a winner, meaning he can opt out at any time. And there's a lot of different ways to do this, as well as like a way that Shohei Ohtani can force his way off the team and force his way into management decisions. So it's getting a little bit crazy right now, but these are kind of insights into how advanced these contract talks could be getting, because it's unprecedented that any team, especially the Toronto Blue Jays, would give their biggest contract 500, 600 plus million. It's going to be the biggest contract in baseball history, and he's the most sought after player, at least in my lifetime, 22 years of watching baseball, or 20 years of watching baseball since I was a kid. So this is very, very interesting. And I don't know, over the last 15 years, since I really started watching baseball, I haven't seen anything like this, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see. But that'll wrap up that little topic. Let me know what your thoughts are on that in the comment section below. Huge report. Jeff Passan's the most respected, the most reputable guy in the game, and it also coincides with this tweet right here, which is also very, very interesting. All right, let's move on now to the second topic of the day, which is also from Ben Nicholson-Smith's article, which is a major Matt Chapman update. And if you don't think the Blue Jays are going for Matt Chapman, you are mistaken, as Ben Nicholson-Smith gives some insight into kind of the trade market, especially with Eugenio Suarez. He got traded from the Mariners. They were linked, the Blue Jays, that is, to that trade before it happened. And here's what it has to say. So the third base market moves. By acquiring Eugenio Suarez from the Mariners last week, the Diamondbacks addressed their need for third base help while seemingly taking themselves out of the market for Matt Chapman. Now, if you're a Blue Jays fan who wants Matt Chapman to return to the Toronto Blue Jays, this is a good thing. If you would have wanted them to trade for Suarez, it's obviously not a great thing. So you can pause and read this. I'm not going to go over the whole thing, but it basically says how much this trade impacts the Blue Jays for a variety of ways. They showed interest in Matt Chapman, but weren't overly motivated there. Eliminates a major suitor for Chapman. And you can look at some of the other deals and some comps for Matt Chapman in that third paragraph there, in case you're wondering what it may cost. We're looking at probably $5 million or 5 years plus, and then maybe 30 AAV, something like that, with comparisons to Suarez, Story, Baez, Javi Baez, and of course Dansby Swanson. The bottom sentence is the most important here. As for the Blue Jays, they remain involved in Chapman, and passing on Suarez suggests they're confident better opportunities will emerge as the offseason unfolds. So that means that they're most likely, they pass on Suarez because they want to see how this plays out, whether that's see how Ohtani plays out, how Bellinger, Soler, I know some of you don't want Soler, but regardless, he's still in the conversation there. And then, of course, Matt Chapman. The Jays remain in on Matt Chapman. The level to which they're in on him has yet to be seen. We're still kind of trying to vary with that. But it seems like the Jays, at the very least, want to upgrade their third baseman. And it doesn't seem like they're showing as much willingness to go with their younger guys like Addison Barger, like a Relvis Martinez. They want someone who's more win now, and I think that might coincide with the Shohei Ohtani sweepstakes. If you're Shohei Ohtani and you want to go to 100% a winning team, you would much rather be on a team with Matt Chapman, with a guy like Eugenio Suarez, with any other third base spots that open up, than a team with Relvis Martinez where it's kind of a question mark about how things go. So that's interesting. Again, I think it all comes down to this Shohei Ohtani stuff, and I don't think anything is going to be done for the Blue Jays until the Ohtani sweepstakes are made, because the Jays are all in on Ohtani, and all that matters now is how long it will be until Ohtani signs, and will he sign with the Toronto Blue Jays. It's becoming more and more likely, more and more evident that the Blue Jays are all in on Ohtani. They want him absolutely. We've seen the Cardinals sign Sonny Gray today, make some other moves, Lance Lynn, Kyle Gibson. But the Jays are not making moves right now because they absolutely are one of the finalists for Shohei Ohtani, and they want to see what he does. And if he doesn't sign with the Blue Jays, which is probably not going to happen, they pivot then to Cody Bellinger, to maybe trading for a second baseman, which we'll discuss in future videos, like Jonathan India or some other guys like that, or moving Santiago Espinal. But that'll wrap up the video. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on this. I wanted to get this news out to you as fast as possible because on this Monday, news is flowing like crazy. It is still speculation, but we're finally starting to narrow down what the Blue Jays offseason plan is, especially from reputable reporters like Ben Nicholson-Smith and Jeff Passan. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in either later tonight's video for another upload or tomorrow, because there's a lot of news to discuss.